Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Khaos Rx here, and welcome to a quick video on why there is no Cold War content on the channel, apart from those two videos which are up at the moment, and why there probably will be no Cold War videos on the channel probably ever. Wanted to make this video because obviously, you know, we are a Call of Duty channel. However, the newest Call of Duty, we're not loading it at all, so probably should explain why. And the reason for that is that Cold War is, without a doubt in my mind, the worst Call of Duty ever created. And I'm going to quickly just talk about why. In the background here, you are watching a Cordite nuke. I did not want to play this game at all to get gameplay, so I just thought, fuck it, we'll throw Black Ops 4 gameplay on there, because somehow Black Ops 4 is better than Cold War in every aspect. I didn't think Treyarch could make a worse game than BO4, and they proved me wrong. They proved me very wrong with Cold War over here. So I'm going to quickly touch on why. First things first, SBMM, obviously, is the big one. And yeah, it's just a problem. You have one good game, and then you just get punished for the next like 5 games, it seems. And then you'll have like a really nice game where you have kind of like a small chance of actually getting a nuke. And that's just so unfun. Like, you have just such a small chance of getting a gameplay. Like, every 1 in 5 games, you might have a chance of getting a game. And if you fuck up that chance, then you're fucked, because the next 5 games you're going to get are going to be awful against tryhards with the fucking LC-10 or the AUG. Or the AK-74U, the OP guns, which everyone just non-stop uses. And yeah, so that's probably the biggest reason, is that getting gameplays on this game is painful. It's just painful, to say the least, without reverse boosting. It's absolutely appalling that you just get punished for doing well. And the argument that people have of just get better, you know, if you put on Call of Duty's Facebook page or Twitter, remove SBMM, you'll get people replying to you saying, just get better. However, if you get better, the game gets worse because you get laggier lobbies and it gets more sweats. So that entire argument is just for people who clearly wear helmets when they leave the house. Next up is the game itself is just terrible. The game itself is broken. You will come across the same people every time. The spawns in this game might be the worst spawns I've ever experienced in a Call of Duty game. Like, you will spawn in front of people, behind people. You'll spawn in and you're already getting damaged. It's god awful. The worst map by far for this has to be that ice map. I don't know the name of it. I think it's Crossroads. It has like a bridge in the middle. Absolutely horrendous spawns. You can literally just sit and watch people spawn in. It's god awful. And this was a problem which I experienced in the beta, and still to this day, the spawns are still awful. They're even worse than some of the other maps. Miami Strike, the new map which has just come out, which is, I mean, how the fuck do you take Miami and somehow make it worse? I don't know, but they have. And, I mean, that leads me on to my next point, which is that the maps in this game, there's 2 good maps, and that is Raid and Express remakes. If I want to play Raid or Express, I'd go play Black Ops 2. The rest of the maps are god awful. Garrison has to be one of the worst maps in COD history. Cartel is just awful. Like, one of the biggest complaints of Fortnite is bush campers. So why did Treyarch think it was a good idea to implement that into COD? I'll never understand it. And then there's just some god-awful other maps too. Like I mentioned, the ice map, I think it's Crossroads, just has awful spawns. Miami and Miami Strike are both just huge. Same with that new map, Apocalypse. The Pines is just terrible. Another complaint I have is they've somehow ruined Domination. Once again, Domination has been ruined. In Black Ops 4, it was ruined because it was 5v5. In other games, it was ruined because it was made 50 points per kill. In this game, they've decided to, for some reason, make the flags absolutely massive, which means that contesting a flag on this game is so easy, especially on the map with the like dummies all around it with the plane. And checkmate that one, because you can literally just sit in a corner in the plane, and getting you out of that corner is so hard, especially if like you have other teammates helping you defend B. So, you know, taking flags in this game is a piss take. Not only that, but the amount of times you'll go around flanking people and you'll accidentally go on their home flag because the flag is so big. It's so annoying. The flags, I do not get why they were made so big. Just keep them in that little round circle, and that's it. Next up, the Gunsmith. The Gunsmith is awful. It's an awful feature. Pick 10 is so much better than the Gunsmith. I think the novelty's worn off. Like, we all kind of liked it in Modern Warfare. But I think now we're just over it and we'd just rather have Pick 10. Every game you get into, everyone's just running silencer, silencer, silencer. The minimap might as well be the Modern Warfare minimap where there's fucking no red dots. Because all you come across is just suppressor after suppressor after suppressor. Like, it's god awful. Like, what's the point? If you run silencer and ghost, which is like so easy to do because of the fucking perk greed which everyone also runs, you're just off the minimap, and the harp takes so long to get. Like, even if you're doing well, like, you have to be doing extremely well, which then you're going to get punished for in the next game, so why would you want to do well? But eventually, if you do get a harp, that's the first time you're going to see him on the minimap. And with the harp's also god awful, because all you have to do to stay away from the harp is just run to the edge of the map, and now you're just a red dot, and if they come towards you, then it doesn't matter. They can't see your arrow until they get you in their little mini-map. It's like terrible. Next up is snipers. If you didn't know, I like to snipe. You've seen, like, I've made a few montages. I do not get where people get that sniping in this game is even good. How the fuck they get that it's overpowered is beyond me. Sniping in this game is god awful. Like, the best sniper in the game is the AUG. Just use the AUG if you want to use a sniper. It is the better sniper. The Tundra just takes way too long to ADS. The Pellington's way too weak. The M82 and the ZRG, they're just god awful. They're not good, are they? Like, let's be honest with yourselves. Compared to every other sniper, like, if you want to see an OP sniper, go look at World War II and then come back to this game. It's a night and day difference. Like, snipers are not good. You only think snipers are good because the people you come across are really good with them because of SBMM. And that's it. Like, they're just god awful. Absolutely terrible. And then the last point is the score sheet system. The score sheet system in this game is absolutely atrocious. It punishes good players because you can't keep getting streaks, and like it takes longer to get you streaks. It rewards bad players by giving them free streaks. I mean, they don't get streaked on 24/7. Like, okay, Trey, I will take a streak cooldown system. Like, if you don't want to get noobs getting smacked across by me getting streaks 24/7, then okay, I'll take a cooldown system. Having noobs getting free streaks is not the answer to try and get noobs to keep playing your game. Like, that's just not the answer to it. Because the noob's not going to be able to ever get a harp or a gunsmith because they're long to actually get. And so yeah, the score sheet system, guys, it's just like requisitions in World War II was such an issue, and for some reason Treyarch decided that we're going to bring it back and implement it to everybody with or without a choice. Like, in that game it was only really an issue on shipment. In this game it's an issue on every single game you get into. The score sheet system is god awful. So yeah, so to conclude on why there would never be probably any more Cold War videos, there might be a Road to Dark Ether or Dark Matter Ultra if I ever pay myself to do it, but to be fair, I think I'd rather go for Damascus or Black Sky or Chrome Tiger, like, before I ever went for DM Ultra. And Dark Ether, can we just talk about zombies for a minute too? This is literally the first game since World at War to, by this time, 6 months into the game's life cycle, only have 2 maps. And I do not care that it has that weird massive one. They only have D-Machine and Firebase Z. They are the only true standard maps. By this time, Black Ops 1 had Kino, 5, Ascension, Call of the Dead, and the World at War maps if you got the hard editions. That's 8 maps you could have had if you wanted to. Black Ops 2 had Transit, Die Rise, Nuketown, and Mob of the Dead, plus the survival maps, plus Grief, plus Turned. Black Ops 3 had Shadows of Evil, The Giant, The Eisendrache, and Zetsubo, 4 the greatest zombie maps of all time. And Black Ops 4, as much as people want to shit on Black Ops 4, it had Voyage of Despair, 9, Blood of the Dead, Dead of the Night, and Age of Evil. 5 maps by this time that it was in its development. This game has 2. It has 2. I feel so sorry for zombie creators because people love zombies in this game. It's just dead. It's just dead. It was the one good thing people liked, and it's dead because they just couldn't be asked to make another map. So yeah, it's, no matter what the next map is, it's dead. No one cares. We don't care anymore because it's too late. It's just too late. But yeah, that is it really. That is Pulling with Cold War. To sum up the multiplayer, SBMM, terrible score streaks, terrible maps, Gunsmith's awful. If you buy a battle pass or a pack in this game, I mean, what part of the spectrum are you on? Because you're clearly on it. And yeah, that's my opinions. If you do want to see Cold War gameplay, I'd recommend checking out the people who reverse boost, because they're the only people who can actually enjoy it. But yeah, I've been Khaos Rx. Thanks for watching the rant.